This is what defeat looks like. This is what it looks like when you have stacked the stack against someone so heavily you think nothing can come of them. And they win the presidential election again. These are the reactions on the night of the election from people who had said horrible things and said it would never happen and lied and mistruths and everything else. 2028 may be completely different, but 2024 was glorious.
It is now official. CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris and making a political comeback unlike any.
History this morning, 5:30 a.m. on Wednesday, that Donald Trump.
Look at her eyes. They're big and round. She looks like she either was crying or is about to cry. Why would a so-called objective journalist frame things this way and seem so upset? If you're objective, clearly she's not.
Trump has won the presidency for a second time, this time after having served for 4 years, then disputing the 2020 election, and then, of course, rallying a mob to the Capitol to try to interrupt the peaceful transfer of power there.
What are they going to do 7 years from now? Are they going to keep rehashing January 6th? Now, it's disputed what it was and, if people died on the day or if people died as a result of it, should people have been pardoned? But the thing is, it seems like the only thing that they have and the thing that they come back to regularly, what's going to happen in 2028 when Trump is no longer president? Who are they going to call names then? And are they going to say that this next person is more extreme than this person that they've said is the most evil person that ever lived?
Americans deciding to send him back to the White House for a second term.
And CBS News now projects that Donald Trump is the winner in Wisconsin. That gives him the number of electoral votes he needs to become the 47th president of the United States.
This will usher in potentially an unprecedented era in American history to have someone who believes firmly that he has total presidential power in terms of official acts based on the Supreme Court ruling earlier this year, does not have to serve in prison despite being convicted in a criminal.
He had to be very careful how he phrased that. These journalists or so-called journalists are something else. And if it turns out that they're right, then it will turn out that they're right. But as we look at things, most of the stuff they've said is either untrue or has been proven to be untrue in the passing of time. So either in the moment they're saying it, it's untrue, or their prediction is completely wrong. Now, neither political party is going to be 100% of the time. But the thing is, the media has always aligned with the left side of the aisle and not really shown the grace and nuance to the right side. So Trump is the embodiment of that. They've come for him. They've said things. They've predicted things that have not come to fruition, but yet they never walk it back. They never admit that they said the thing. So it will be great to see how time passes and how these views pass and how they age with time.
Trial. And despite pressuring his own vice president to overturn an election, has been warmly embraced by the party, the Republican Party once again, and won the presidency.
Now, he said that he's been warmly embraced by the Republican Party, which again is a silly and unfair thing to say because he was elected president of the United States. So by virtue of winning the popular vote, the Electoral College, and all the swing states, it's not just the Republican Party that embraced Trump. Keeping in mind, when he first ran, he had to run against political titans in the Republican Party, the establishment, the Bushes, just names, and he won the primary. Then he won the presidential election, then he lost his next one, and then he won again. And he has reshaped the Republican Party. Now, if you're an independent, if you're a Democrat, it may not be the thing that you like, and you may not agree or like how it's been reshaped. But when you're looking at it objectively, you have to acknowledge the fact that he came in as an outsider, as a former Democrat, reshaped the party and has done things, good and bad, that people thought he would never be able to do.
President Trump kicking off another busy week at the White House.
It has been yet another eventful week in Washington.
The activity level is off the charts. The president dialed in. He is executing his agenda at a lightning fast pace. Here's something we rarely see in American politics. President Trump is actually keeping his campaign promises, and he's doing them as quickly as possible.
This administration's moving at political light speed, and they're just getting started.
We're going to have one shot at this, and no other president's going to do what I'm doing. Goodbye. We love you. We will be back in some form. Have a good life. We will see you soon. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's official. Former President Donald Trump will be running for president again in 2024.
Has Donald Trump got the stamina and the will to do this again? Come under such tremendous...
Everything is on the line in this election.
A busy day in the campaign world up in Butler today. Former President Trump holding a rally at 5 o'clock.
He just tried to kill President Trump.
Not even an assassin's bullet could stop him.
It feels like the climax of a superhero movie. The first act, up 2016, the second act, 2020, the third act, he almost dies, and then what happens?
Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
Rare in American politics, a presidential sequel. He believes he has a, quote, mandate to bring common sense back to the country.
It's our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth.
He has the opportunity to reset everything around the world.
Under President Trump's leadership, the message to America's enemies is loud and clear. Peace through strength is back.
No amount of hysteria, no amount of fear-mongering is going to shake the president's resolve.
This is the wholesale destruction of the liberal state. He is gutting liberal Washington, D.C. in a way that they say could be permanent.
47 means business. The White House is holding all the cards.
I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success.
The bottom line is whether you like Trump or you don't like him, you can't say that he's coming and not try to deliver, and he's doing so in historic fashion.
A tide of change is sweeping the country. Sunlight is pouring over the entire world. And America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before.